Hi guys, so if you've just clicked on this video and I do not look like the thumbnail of this video, there is an explanation for that, right? So the video that you're about to see, I'm now just filming the intro for it to let you know what the hell happened to that video. But basically, the video you're about to see, I recorded actually about a year ago, or just under a year ago, and I lost the video. My computer broke when I was in the middle of editing it. So because I was trying to fix my computer, just everything just either got erased or went missing or whatever, and I've eventually found the video. And there's been lots of other shit going on the last 12 months, so I haven't been able to film anything. So I'm going to attach that video that I filmed almost a year ago to this one because it's relevant to the video I'm literally about to film now. I look like this because I've just taken off all my makeup because I need it for this next video that I'm about to film. Oh, bloody hellfire. So, anyway, enjoy the next part. It's relevant. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's definitely been a long time since I've posted anything. It's horrible, awful, life always gets in the way. But I wanted to post this video up just to give a little bit of an update of what's been going on around here, and also to give an update on a previous video that I posted. I will post the thumbnail here and the link will be somewhere. Definitely go and watch that because I do have one hell of an update. But basically the topic of that video was how I had previously been a model in my 20s and I was trying to get myself back into the industry. Back then at the age of 35, I'm now 37. So I wanted to give a bit of an update on how it's gone and what's happened and what's going to happen. There's also another section in that video where I talk about body image and how literally anybody can be a model. It doesn't matter what size you are or how tall you are. The modeling industry is very open, more open than what people think. And also in that video I mentioned about celebrities airbrushing their images and passing it off as how they naturally look. Of course, I have an issue with that. Loads of other people have an issue with that. I think my stance on it is if an image is going to be photoshopped, then at least admit it and say. I talked a little bit about cosmetic procedures and things like Botox and breast implants and liposuction and things like that. So that video is quite in-depth. As I said, I am 37. I started modelling when I had just turned 21 and I got a good 10 years out of it. I think a lot of people would look at me and think, what? You're a model? What the hell? Especially when people would see me without makeup, looking like an absolute slob. Because to be honest, that's what the majority of models actually look like. You know, we go home, we do our shopping, we're parents, we have normal everyday lives, and we just look different in photos, and we are done up and we've had our makeup done and we've had our hair done. And in some instances, yes, there is airbrushing involved. In my opinion, sometimes it can go a little bit too far. I think I mentioned in that modelling video as well how I remember a particular image of me that came back and it looked nothing like me because it had been airbrushed to high heaven. So anyway, because I have had previous experience before, I wasn't too sure how the industry was going to be towards a 35-year-old at that time. Of course, we had the pandemic hit and there was no photo shoots taking place at all, so it got held off. I was still getting messages from photographers and people within the industry asking me, oh, are you shooting, or you know, do you want to do a shoot together sometime? And that's what was prompting me to actually come back and do it. So I'd spent the time throughout the pandemic actually getting myself ready for it. I had to dig out clothes. Some of my old clothes, yes, I have kept them because they're still good. They're still okay to use. I also got some other cheap bits and pieces from the charity shops once they opened up again and from eBay to get me started off again. So that was that. I did it. I did my first shoot actually in June and it's been very steady ever since. Who would have known somebody my age would be able to come back and basically take off where I left off several years ago when I left the industry. This time things are a little bit different though. I think before when I was doing shoots, I was very isolated in a way. Like I was getting offers to do shoots in various parts of the country or different countries and I couldn't do it at the time. I didn't do tours or I didn't do a whole lot of traveling, but this time around I'm able to do that and I have had the offers coming in. So that's really good. It's a long and slow process. I'm changing up my style, but that can take quite a while to build up, especially if there's any funds involved because, you know, things has to be bought. So at the minute, charity shops are my best friend. So yeah, all of that has been great. I will attach some pictures to this video so you can see what kind of stuff I've been doing. Obviously, the pictures have to be PG rated because this is YouTube. So the next thing, going back to what I said in that previous video as far as cosmetic procedures was concerned, I think as discussed in that video, I'd already explained that I had been previously picked on when I was a teenager for being ginger, for having freckles and all that fun stuff and being pale, which was a very typical thing to happen to people of this hair colour. So naturally, because of that, I didn't like how I looked, but as I've gotten older and the benefits that it has had for me, it didn't bother me. So I never felt the need to go ahead and have any kind of procedures done. And I'm talking Kardashian style procedures, like things done to your ass, to your waist, to your boobs, to your face, you know, all this stuff that people have done. I was trying to figure out the mentality of it. I understand that apparently it's addictive for some people, and shortly after that video, when I was thinking about procedures, both cosmetic procedures and procedures that you can have done at a local beauty clinic, I was having a think and I'm like, I want to know what it actually feels like. I was thinking to myself, I feel like I want to have something done, something not permanent. I wanted to have something done just to see what it was like, to see, number one, if I liked it, number two, how I felt about myself when I look back on pictures of myself from before, and number three, if I felt I needed to continue to have this thing done, whatever it was. So I was trying to think to myself, what can I have done? And I thought, well, Botox, no, I'm not tremendously interested in Botox. And then I thought, ooh, lip filler. So last December, I decided to go ahead and have lip filler done. The clinic that I went to are certified and registered and all that, as they're classed as medics, so they were allowed to stay open during lockdown for the purpose of those men and women that do have cosmetic procedures done, perhaps to help with their mental health or for whatever other reason. So for that purpose, this clinic was allowed to stay open during lockdown. So I went ahead and I booked in to have 1 mil done, which would have been between both my top and my bottom lip. I had that done. Ooh, what an experience of having needles shoved in your lips. Wow. Well, to start with, the numbing didn't really work on me. I felt it. I felt everything. You know, there was swelling, and I took a before and after picture, which I will show you. I'll insert it. So the before picture was me with the numbing cream on, and then the after picture was literally me sat in the car. There was a little bit of difference, but not a lot. So I wasn't too sure what to think about it at first. And after a couple of days, when, you know, some of the swelling had gone down and some of the bruising had gone away, I contacted the clinic and I'm like, look, I've just had this done. It was my first time. I'm like, but I don't see a hell of a lot of difference. And I was like, and how do I get my lips with, you know, actual volume? How do I make it look like as if I've had something done to my lips? I said, because I'm not really seeing any difference. And the lady explained to me on the phone that basically, she said, it varies from person to person, that everybody's lip space is different, and some people will require more filler than others. So someone could come in with a very small amount of lip space, get 1 mil done in their lips like I did, and their lips would look really full. In my case, I had a hell of a lot of lip space, so I went back 2.5 weeks later, 3 weeks later, had another 1 mil done, again spread between the two, and then it was after that, just after the swelling had gone down, that, yeah, I noticed a bit of a difference. Well, a bit more of a difference. After a while, I settled with the idea, and you know, you plod along with your days as you do. You know, you take your pictures for Instagram and whatever else. And I remember this particular day, I'd just taken some pictures for Instagram. I came across an old picture. I got a memory on my phone of an older picture from like a few months beforehand, and I was stunned. But what I was looking at, I'd forgotten what my old lips actually looked like. So I brought up these two pictures and I compared the picture from me from a few months before and the picture of me then at that point. And I was like, oh God, I'm thinking to myself, I actually like how they are now. I don't think I could go back to my lips being how they were before. It was such a bizarre feeling. And I still have it now, actually, because it's been almost a year. You're supposed to get your lips topped up like every once a year. So the end of January was my last appointment, and then I just had another one 2 days ago, which is why if you're looking at me funny wondering that there's something different, it's because my lip is still slightly swollen. And I had another mil. I actually had 1 mil put into just my top lip. My bottom lip has already got a good bit of volume. When you're looking at things to change about yourself, or when you're insecure about something and it really gets you down, then absolutely fine, fair enough, go ahead, have whatever procedure done, and you know, hopefully be happy with it. In my case, yeah, before I was okay with how my lips were. I wish they would have been a little bit bigger, and the reason for that is because in my 20s I had a lot of mouth surgery and I ended up losing a lot of bone, so that also caused loss of volume in my lips, especially in my top lip. So it was something that I was always a little bit, you know, ropey about anyway. So again, like I come back 2 days ago after having the fresh bit of filler done, which should last me now another 12 months. Again, I look back at my old pictures and I'm like, oh my God, my mouth is so tiny, my lips are so small compared to now. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I don't want to go back to that. So there, that's the answer right there that I found, that when someone has a procedure done, they then think, yeah, I'm not going back to completely natural. I suppose with these women that have really gigantic knockers because they've had that many surgeries, let's think of Katie Price. You know, maybe she can't imagine herself back down to a B cup. It will be traumatizing for her to go back down to something like that. Once you have one done, I can understand it. It's obsessive. You want to keep going and keep continuing with it. That's kind of dangerous at the same time. I suppose as long as you're happy with it and you're still healthy and it's not breaking your bank too much, then go ahead. But as I said, the biggest issue with having any kind of procedures done is then going onto Instagram or whatever, anywhere on the internet, and claiming that that's how you look naturally. Look, these are my lips, they're not natural. Well, actually my bottom lip is now because the fillers come out my bottom lip, but my lips, they're not natural. I've had filler and I'm not bothered. Not bothered about telling people at all. Don't care. Okay, that was such a ramble. Right, those were the 2 things that I just wanted to get out in the open. There we go. I haven't done a video for so long. That was just a random video. I just wanted to sit down and actually film something and be like, hi, I'm actually still here. It's been a long time, but I'm still here. I'm gonna bugger off now before I start rambling anymore. Don't forget to follow my social media. I am on Instagram. I also have 2 accounts on TikTok as well. One of them is really stupid, but anyway, I have 2 TikTok accounts, my Instagram, and I don't really use Twitter anymore. So there we go. Please do go and follow my social media, and I'll see you soon for another video. Not in 9 months' time. I did something potentially stupid last week. I am this big fashion model. If only there was a camera at the back of me so you could see how ridiculous I look right now, stood like this. Oh no, I need to cancel that. Oh, for the hell of it, go on then. How I have to take things off. I'm not expecting to be a fashion runway model. Runway? What the f***?